What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're about to dive into AI and how it can change our politics, possibly forever. Hopefully for the better, but like you all know, we all know how this could go. It could go good or it could go bad. We'll have to wait and see. Now, AI and politics is a very powerful thing that we need to think about, and we really need to put some effort into figuring out how we are going to incorporate this new AI technology that we have into our government and to our politics as a whole, y'all, because as I'm sure y'all are aware by now, the AI revolution is taking place, and it doesn't look like AI is going anywhere anytime soon. So the best and smartest thing I think we can do is plan for that so that we can guide the AI technology in the right direction, which hopefully is as far away from taking over the world as we possibly can, right? We do not want the AI to take over the world, so we need to guide it in a certain way so that that doesn't happen. Now, with that being said, AI and politics is a serious topic, it's a big topic, and it's something that is just bound to happen. Not just politics, but AI and government as a whole. Governments all across the world are trying to get their hands on AI, and if that's happening, it's only a matter of time before they get introduced into our politics. Now, that could mean a number of different things. That could mean we just go to a nation, or we just go down a path that leads our nation to a country that has an AI president, right? That would be crazy, but that's not too far out there, right? That could definitely happen. I could definitely see a world where people start to just take all of the information that they get from AI and believe it. And now they think that the AI will be the best option to run our country, and they believe that the AI will make the best decisions for the country over a human making decisions. I think that can definitely happen. Another thing that may happen before that, though, is a president may get his information from AI, right? So even if AI isn't running the country directly, if a president gets all of its information and all its ideas from an AI, then AI is basically running the country just behind the scenes and nobody knows about it. And the president just becomes a face of that AI. Now, that is much more likely to happen than AI being our president itself. But hey, either one can happen, and we need to prepare for both. We need to understand that these are both strong possibilities, so we need to take this serious in order to prevent any catastrophic consequences that may occur from that, right? So just something to talk about, something to think about, something to get the citizens of this country engaged in so that we can make better decisions for the country as a whole. Now, let's get into some of the ways that those are some extreme examples, but let's get into some of the ways that are not so extreme that we may be able to see right now. These things may be occurring right now. One thing is the AI will be able to analyze data, which will help politicians or people running for office identify certain voters and see where they should put their most effort into engaging voters and attracting new voters, right? So the AI is able to look at data. They may see which data let's say the school system is messed up in a certain city and there's somebody running for mayor. We're not even talking about president. Maybe somebody's just running for mayor and there's a school district that's messed up. The AI sees that that school district is messed up, and the AI tells the candidate that, hey, you should look at this district, you should go to this district, and not only should you go to that district, you should specifically talk about how the schools are messed up and how you plan on fixing the schools. That's just one way of how AI can influence our politics and shape what things get looked at and what things get focused on by different politicians across the globe, really, not just contained into one town or one city. This could happen nationwide in different towns and different cities, or not just nationwide, worldwide. It can occur in different cities and different towns across the entire world. So that will be different politicians getting ideas from the same AI, which it might not be the same AI. It probably won't be the same AI. But if we get to a point where there's just one AI that's dominating the AI scene, the majority of those politicians will be getting their information and their ideas from the same AI, which gives the AI and the people controlling the AI enormous power, right? Whoever is controlling an AI that a politician is using for ideas has enormous power. They're behind the scenes. They get to choose. Let's not get too far ahead, or they won't let it be known that they're shaping the AI's biases or agenda. Because let's get this clear: the AIs do have biases. Maybe not agendas, but maybe they do have agendas. Maybe they'll form agendas. I'm not sure. We're not there yet, but they definitely have biases, and the people behind the scenes are the ones who are in control or held accountable for fixing those biases and fixing or shaping the way that the AI works and which direction the AI wants to go as far as it comes when it comes to politics, right? So if there's one or if there's 1,000 politicians getting their information and getting their ideas and political campaign ideas from one AI, whoever is in control of that AI can basically tell 1,000 different politicians what to do, and that will give them the power to basically shape the world as they see it. So that's one reason why we need to be careful and need to be aware of the AI's influence and what it can do in our political system, right? Another thing, this is something good though, depending how you look at it, but it also can help voters access information about candidates, polling locations, and election procedures, right? So that's good. That's going to help the citizens. That's going to help the world make better decisions because they'll have more access to information. So if a candidate is on the fence about two different politicians or two different candidates, or excuse me, if a voter is on the fence about two different candidates, then he can just type in the AI, type both candidates' name in the AI, see what the AI says about each candidate. He can see which candidate he agrees with more, and that might help influence who he votes for, right? So that's just another way of how the AI has a lot of power and influence over what's going on. However, this might not be bad information. It could be good information, and that is a good thing in a sense because it allows people to make better decisions, which hopefully will lead to better leaders or better people who will be leading this country. So that's something on the bright side, and that's something useful that everybody will be able to use when it's an election cycle, and we may not know that much about different candidates. We'll be able to use AI and pull that information up with the snap of a finger, and we'll be able to make our decision based on what we see. It also can analyze things from behind the scenes on the candidate side, like campaign spending. It could summarize policy. So if somebody's new into the political game and it's a lot of legal jargon in the policy, the AI will be able to help them to interpret the policy. And that could go with the citizens and the candidates as well, just identifying and, or not just identifying, but summarizing policy in a way that's easy to read and easy to understand for the average person. Because we all know that these policies can be thousands of pages long, and it's stuff that gets mixed up in between that you might miss, that you might think is important, but you don't read the whole 1,000 pages. You might skim through it and miss it. The AI will be able to go through all that, get all the good stuff, get all the things that are important to you because it has data that's it's been able to train itself on the things that's important to you. So it'll be able to go through policy and pick out things that are important to you and show that policy and show those things to you in a way that's easy to understand and that you can see and and you can easily access so you can know what's going on and stay in the loop of what's going on in new policies. So that's a good thing where AI can help the political game and help everything that's going on in the world to help people make better decisions, right? Now, there are a lot of risks though. And some might say that the risks outweigh the rewards, right? In this case, because there's just so many ways that this could go wrong. It could go terribly wrong, y'all. It could be the AIs just get so much power and so much control, they just get rid of all humans. And next thing you know, the whole earth is inhabited by robots and they have human slaves. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen, but that is a major risk that we need to be aware of. But as far as just political campaigns, there's much other things that we need to worry about right now that we should be aware of, such as deep fakes, fake audio that could be go for audio or video. They can impersonate people. They can make somebody say something that they never said, and you won't be able to see. The untrained eye won't be able to tell if it's real or deep fake. Then they can use that to spread misinformation through social media. They could go viral. Next thing you know, the whole world is receiving fake information, false information from an AI that could be from a foreign adversary. Who knows who made the AI? Could be from just a political opponent, right? Could be a Republican and a Democrat arguing or fighting for for voters, and one decides to put out false information through an AI. There's so many different ways that this can be used today and is being used today. In 2024, they had an AI impersonate Joe Biden and made calls to voters discouraging them from going to vote in New Hampshire. Like that's crazy, right? But that's already happened. Politics is a dirty game. It's been a dirty game. That's just how it is. Human nature since the beginning of times. Politics has been dirty, and people will do anything to gain or obtain or just keep their power, right? So AI is not just going to be able to help those people do that even more. And don't think they won't do it. They will do it. They're already doing it. They're already using AI to spread false information and use pop propaganda in social medias from TikTok to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything you can think of. There's somebody already out there using AI to spread misinformation. And that's not going to stop anywhere. Excuse me, that's not going to stop anytime soon either. So we have to keep that in mind that there are people out there that will absolutely try to weaponize AI and use that to manipulate the public and just create social unrest just because they want to. So there are some ways or there are some things we need to think of about how we can stop that or curb that a little bit, right? So we need to start thinking about the ethics behind AI and what ethics should we have as we move forward into developing these AIs, right? Because that's what it's going to come down to is there's going to be ethical people and there's going to be unethical people. And the ethical people need to make sure that they are doing their part to try to keep the ethics strong and keep the ethics going in a good direction when it comes to AI. We could also implement some guidelines. They don't have to be hard rules, just guidelines that different companies or AI companies should follow that will help steer the AI in a common good direction where there may be some guardrails if the AI tries to go somewhere too far to the right or too far to the left. There will be a, a system in place that will help center it and keep its eyes focused, put some blinders on the AI, maybe just make sure it stays focused and does what it's trained to do. And we may just have to hold some developers accountable. I don't know how that's going to go right now. It's kind of the wild, wild west in the AI development world. And it's looking like the Trump administration is going to keep it as the wild, wild west right now because America wants to compete with China and we don't want to hold back or we don't want to hold any of our AI companies back from achieving the greatest and best AI in the world. And if we put too much constraints and regulations on them, that might hold them back in a sense, which may allow for an adversary to create an AI that's more advanced and more smarter than our AI as Americans, our American AIs. And that is not what we want. That would not be good for America. So that we'll see how that goes. But right now, it's still the wild, wild west for AI development, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for a while. So, with all that being said, y'all will have to wait and see how the AI race turns out. It's going strong right now. I feel like it's just really getting started, but only time will tell and let us see how it ends. But until then, just make sure you stay tuned into this channel. We're coming back with AI content. We're doing leak code problems every day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all next time.